Okay, so if no questions, then let's start. So what we did with last 2 weeks, uh, we started by the course. This course is about Cisco CCNA. So CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. If you need more info about Cisco, you can Google it, go to YouTube, or go to www.cisco.com. Our learning or training website is www.netacad.com. Netacad stands for Network Academy. So anything we'll do will be there. So how to go to Netacad? You open just a web browser and you type www.netacad.com. Top left, top right, and you see login, and you click on it. So if it's your very first time to come here, you can enter your email address and you click on forgot password. Then you enter your email address that you send to Vaughn for registration. Then you click submit. You will receive an email to create your new password. When it's done, you come back here, you enter your email address, you click login, and you enter your password. Else, if you have a Gmail account that you send to Vaughn, you just click on continue with Google. So it's up to you. You can also try to sign up. So it's very easy. If you cannot log in, you can use your Google account, or you can create a password or sign up. It's up to you. It's very simple. So me, I'm using my password. It's fine. I'm fine with that way. I enter my password and you'll be here. So when you're here, you'll see your course. One second. Content, no, not this one yet. When you're here, you'll see one block for you. The first block is Introduction to Network. It's the first part of CCNA. So for this year, we'll get 4 blocks. Every 2 months, you'll see a new one. CCNA 1, Introduction to Network. When you are done, you have an exam. Then we do CCNA 2, Switch Routing Wireless Essentials. Then, and we continue until you finish with 4 blocks. So for now, we'll deal with the first block, Introduction to Network. So when you're here, you'll click on the video, the first block, you click on it, and you'll see all your chapters here. You'll see all your chapters. So you'll see all your chapters here. So when will send us a timetable? So when will send us a timetable where on a weekly basis, we'll know exactly what to be done. Also on Friday, we'll let you know if Saturday we go at CPUT or not. Usually we go there. And also please, we need to be at least 6 students, not only 1 student, 2 students. If it's only 1 student, it means the whole class will miss because we don't record anything. So please come. If we go to CPUT, please come. If it's only 2 students, we cancel the class and we meet again on Monday. Because we cannot just move for 1 student or 2 students only, no. So please, please, everyone, when it's said Saturday, we meet at CPUT, unless you have something very serious, you cannot come, then that's something else. But if you can come, please come. You will see your course, and we'll also get our timetable here. And when you see the timetable, you'll see when you have your exams. You'll see when you get your exams. What is that person who want to join? You'll see when you get your exams. So if you want to take study leave or something from HR, a week before, let's Vaughn know, hi Vaughn, please, I need a letter for HR for study leave and to write my exams. Then Vaughn will send you a letter for that. So it means even if you miss a class, at least you know what we did. And I will keep updated everyone in the WhatsApp group that, hi guys, next week we'll be doing chapter ABC. So you know, even if you miss the class, you know what we did. Yourself, you come to the NetAcad here, and yourself you study. It's simple. And anytime you have questions, please post in the WhatsApp group, and we'll help each other. Your question might help someone else also. So for the NetAcad, when you're in, for example, if I open chapter 2, for example, you will see on your left side all the chapters, the sections. So it's very important to read the introduction. Why should I take this module? It will guide you why this chapter is about. Very, very, very important. Also, at the end, you'll see module practice and quiz. You'll see a summary. One sec. Yeah, what did I learn in this module? It's a summary of the whole chapter. It's very important. Even if you don't understand anything, you read the introduction, the summary, and you'll be okay. So while you're watching, you scroll down. You can also click on content. If you click on content, you'll see all the whole chapters. But if you click on, let me check here. Yeah, if you click on the chapter only, you'll see only the chapter that you're studying now. So it's up to you. So after you read a page, I prefer the content because yeah. So read introduction, click next, or you can click next on the left side also. When it's completed, it will be full green, you see. When you didn't study yet, you see it's so you need to study, guys. So you read, take your time. Please study at least 2 hours per week. TISCO is about studying. The more you study, the more you practice, you win. Minimum 2 hours per day. You read. In fact, before reading, I'll teach you first. I'll train you on it first. I'll give you the big picture, not page per page. No, I'll give you the big picture. Then yourself, you come and you read page per page. So sometimes when you finish reading this page, at the bottom, you'll get a quiz to check your understanding. For example, question 1. So all these questions are related to anything you read above here. So chapter 1, question 1, for example. Okay, I click anyhow. I click here. Question 2, question 3. I click the way I want. Don't do that. I'm just doing for a demo. When you are done, you click submit. It will show what you did, your answers. You close it, and you'll get your score, 75%. Make sure you get always 100%. So this one is to practice. You can do it many times. It's not for grading. You can reset and do it again. You do it again until you get 100%. So I do I click any, let's see, 25%. So you can see where you did wrong. For example, question 2, I did select this one, it's wrong. So please read above properly. Then you'll get the correct answer. So if something is wrong, you read, go back above and read properly, and you can do it many times. It's not for grade. You can reset it. And when you finish, you continue with the next page. And that's all. So at the end of this chapter 2, you'll get a quiz for the whole chapter, for all these sections, section 0, 2.1, 2.2. So this quiz, the last quiz of the chapter, is based on everything. If you see some files like that, please download them and save them in a folder. Because I can tell you, hi guys, next Saturday we're going to do labs 2.9.1. It means if you see if it starts with 2, it means it's related to chapter 2, section 9.1. So you come here, you download, and you save them in a folder. You see mine, I did save everything, and I give you, and you see, I save everything. You see. So if I say, hi guys, next Saturday we'll do lab 4.7.1, it's here. Else you can go back in your NETA card, you go to chapter 4, section 7.1, you download and you save. So when you save, this one is called the packet tracer file. It means you must download packet tracer and install. I did share the links with you to download, and it's very quick. You click install, next, 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 and that's all. So when you do that, you have, so you can see here 4.7.1, for example, here, the right one, this one is the packet tracer file. This one is the PDF, the question paper. So in this one, you'll get, so when you have two files, the first one is the PDF, the question paper. On your right side, it's the question paper plus the topology. The main one we'll be using is this one. Because when you download and you open, you'll get the topology, what we need to do, and also the question paper related to that. Comes both. You see. So this question paper here, you can zoom in or zoom out. It's up to you to make it bigger. Or the same question paper here is also in the PDF. Is this one. So it's up to you. But the main one we need to do is this one. So at the end of each chapter, you have something to download. Or anytime you read and you see that, you download once for all. Like this one also, you see you download. Anything you see, when you study, you see these two things, you download both. This one also you download. And you save in one place. And you have your summary, very important. Because NetAcad sometimes we get too much info. That's why you must study at least 2 hours per day. And then, and you have your quiz covering the whole chapter too. You can do it many times. It's not for grading. What is for grading is the chapter exam. So chapter exam, I'm going to show you. Where do you find the chapter exam? I'm going to show you now. So in chapter 1, you won't see anything. Chapter 2, you won't see anything. Chapter 3, you won't see anything. But after chapter 3, you see checkpoint exam. It means this exam will cover chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So anytime you see checkpoint exam, it means it will be covering. So chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have a checkpoint. So after we finish chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, then you can do your exam. And you can do it many times until you happy. So this is what we'll be doing. And at the end of all these chapters, we'll get 2 exams. The first one is called online exam. It's like the quiz that you do, but it will cover all the chapters we did. The practical exam is a packet tracer file. We'll test you. The same thing we do every Saturday. It's the same thing. So if you study, you get 100%. It's just to test your knowledge. It's very simple, very easy, I'm telling you. The only condition, you must study 2 hours per day, minimum. So when you finish the CCNA 1 or CCNA 2, we have 2 exams. The first one is online exam for grading. And before that, we have a practice where you can test your knowledge many times. You practice before your exam. Yourself, you do it many times before the exam. And you also have one for packet tracer somewhere. I don't know what it is. Then you have your final exam. So it's very simple. We'll repeat it many times until you get there. So far, any questions? So our CCNA is a 10-month course. We finish end of November. End of November, we finish. How do we meet? All Mondays online, 5:30. Wednesdays online, 5:30. Saturdays, mostly it at CPUT. But if it is strikes or whatever, we'll let you know, guys. We will not going at CPUT this Saturday. We'll do online like what we are doing now. When we meet at CPUT, I think I did the venue. It's Cape Town, District 6 campus. Some years ago, some students will go to Belleville or what. No, it's only at CPUT Cape Town, District 6. When you go engineering building, room 1.18, I think it's underground. And engineering building, the color is yellow. If you see green color on the wall, or something else, it's commerce or something else. So engineering, you go underground, you'll see room 1.18. And you wait there. Sometimes I'm early, you can get in. If I'm late, I'll let you know, hi guys, sorry, I'll be 10 minutes late, for example. Then you just wait and I'll be there. So please, we start at 10. We finish at 12. It's a 2-hour course plus. When it's 12, you go home. If you come at 11:30, at 12 you leave. So please be on time. To get in, sometimes, most of the time, the security guys will ask for your student card or your acceptance letter to make sure that you are a CPUT student. So please, if you have time, go to any CPUT campus between 9 and 4, Monday to Friday. Go to the administration building or ask anyone, will guide you. You go with your ID or passport and your acceptance letter, and will produce your card for free. So the training length, it's 10 months. CCNA 1, it's what we are doing. Then we have CCNA 2, CCNA 3, and CCNA 4. So CCNA 1, 2, 3 is called CCNA Enterprise Networking, and CCNA 4 is CCNA Cybersecurity. So you'll get two CCNAs. You get CCNA Cybersecurity the last 2 months of the year, October, November, and CCNA 1, 2, 3, it's CCNA Enterprise Networking. The exams I did explain to you, online exams, quiz, and practical exam. It's a packet tracer. Our learning platform is NetAcad, Networking Academy. You can get all info at netacad.com. Normally the pass mark is 50%, but please go to 70%. If you pass 70%, the system will issue a certificate for each CCNA. So if you get 60%, you won't get your certificate. If you get 70% and up, you'll get your certificate. So please study. It's very simple, it's not difficult to get 70%. If you get minimum 50% each of the CCNAs at the end of the year, CPUT will issue a certificate for you to say that you have been attending and what. IT certificate, IT certificate. Yeah, mine, for example, I did mine 20 years ago. I studied at University of Pretoria. I did my CCNA there also. When we finish, the university will issue a certificate to say that, yeah, you have studied, you finished, you completed your course. Between, we're going to write the years when you did that, and the signatures from the CPUT. You must make sure you pass all the subjects plus paying all your fees. So we finish in November. Graduation is next year, June or July. So it gives time to CPUT to check your financing. If you paid everything, if you pass all the subject, then you will start preparing for the certificate. Graduation for us every year, June, July. Okay, any questions before we start chapter 1 quickly? No question. Okay, we're going to start chapter 1. So chapter 1 is very it's about networking today, the basics of networking. So quickly, I'll try to guide you. So a network is what? Is a set of IT connected, and we communicate. Like our human being, our human body is a network. We have arms, legs, heart, lungs, and we all connected in one place, and we communicate. We can get computer network, telephony network, road networks, and all this stuff. So in a network, we have three parts. The end devices, PCs, laptops. After that, we have intermediary devices, the switch and the router. After that, you have the network media. So for equipment, we have two groups. What the employees or the student will see when you go in an office, laptops, printers, we call it them end devices. In the background, all these devices are connected to a switch. Then the switch will get connected to a router, and the router will allow you to go to the internet. So these are the three components, the three groups. So check quickly, 1 minute, and we continue. Okay, for cabling, we'll study at a later stage which type of cable you can use to connect what. For example, if you have a packet tracer here, uh, to connect a laptop to a switch, uh, so if you open your packet tracer, you download, you install, it's straightforward. If you click on help, you go to tutorials, you'll have some videos to train to show you how to use packet tracer. But I'll teach you also. So please read or watch part 1, get started, part 2, and part 3. I think they are very short videos and 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So please watch them. They're going to help you a lot. So when you open that packet tracer, you'll see at the bottom some groups. The first group is network devices. You see, if you click on it, you'll see your router, your switch, and all these. If you click on switch, you'll see different type of switch you can use. You can click, you can drag and drop if you want to. It's up to you. See, to delete, you click on this arrow. Delete. You click on it. You click on it. Say yes. Click on it. Delete. Delete. So when you go at CPUT Saturdays, we'll be doing that so that I can guide you, help you. If you want some routers, you click on routers. You'll see a lot of routers around. If you click anything, you click here, you'll see different. For cabling, it's here. You'll see a lot of cables. So you should know which one to use for what. In case you don't know, there is one, it's called the automatic one. It will help you to choose the correct one. So you can click and connect if you want to. So it's up to you. So at a later stage, you will see what is the console cable we used for what, straight cable, crossover cable. So all these cables, they are here. Straight cable is used to connect a switch to a router, switch to a PC, and others. So check this also quickly. Okay, after that, the cabling, we'll study that. So straight cable, if you have your network cable, um, IT, you must always be curious. Network, you must use Google, you must use YouTube to check it. If you don't understand or don't know something, you do your own research. So here we get a network cable. If you compare the ends, these two ends, you take them and you compare. If the order of the colors, they are the same. Color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are the same. You see here, it means it's a straight through cable. If it's opposite, for example, here's 1, 2, 3, and here is that 3, 2, 1, you see the opposite, we call it a rollover cable or console cable. So if it's not a console cable, it's not a rollover cable, automatically it's a crossover cable. So how to identify a cable? It's about the colors. This color one here is orange. Here is orange, and here also number one is orange, number one is orange. Here number two is blue, number two is blue. The same order, the same colors, then it's a straight. If it's the opposite, it's a rollover cable. If it's not a rollover cable or console, automatically it's a crossover cable. Different type of networks we have, it's about the size. If it's a small size like a classroom, an office, we call it a local area network. If it's a town like city of Cape Town, we call it a metropolitan. If it's the whole South Africa, the whole Africa, interconnecting everyone, is called it wide area network. So the internet is internet interconnection of all landed ones. That's all for chapter 1. So please go there, take your time and to study. You have your introduction, net, and a lot of sections around here. When it comes to chapter 2 is about the switch. This device called the switch. What is the switch? The switch is a device that will allow us to interconnect all the so in a company, all our PCs, laptops, printers, they are all connected to a switch. Then the switch will bring it to the router. So the switch will bring it to the router, and the router will allow you to go to the internet. Uh, So this is how it works in a company. So the employees or the students, when we go in the classroom or in a company, we only see the end devices. But in the background, we have cabling connecting. So this is the switch. So now, how are we going to configure the switch? So we'll start with the switch. After that, we'll do also the router. Let's start. What is in the switch? What type of configuration we can do? It's what we're going to check quickly. We did that for students who were there, who attend on Wednesday. We did check that already. So in the switch, oh no, this one is, I'm going to close this one and start this one. So when you have your switch, I did show you a picture of a switch already. If you don't know, you go to Google or to YouTube, switch, Cisco, you'll get some switches here. So this is a switch, very important. So each port is a PC. Why? Because when you take your network cable, one RJ45 will get plugged or connected to one port, and the other side will go to the PC. So PC to switch, PC switch, PC switch. So if you have 48 port, it means you can link 48 PCs to this switch. If you have only 24 port, it means you can connect only 24 PCs to the switch. So inside that switch, we need a system to manage, to configure. We have our cell phone. We have a system to manage our switch. It can be Android or Apple system. So for the Cisco, the system is called iOS, interconnecting operating system, meaning iOS, Cisco, interconnecting, internetwork operating system. Job interviews, we can ask you some basic question like that.
Excuse me. Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning. Your name,
Okay.
and you tell
I
us.
just have a I have a bit of a general question, man. I just want to know, do you know of any online or um like a web-based, a packet tracer application, or does it need to be downloaded?
Yes, you need to download to the Cisco official website. You can download on internet, but sometimes they come with some viruses.
Yes, yes, I understand. But you don't know of an online version of packet tracer that we could just use online, not
Ah, yes, I see what you mean. No, 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 no. A packet tracer, it's a software base. We download and we install.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Max.
Okay, pleasure. Guys, please feel free to ask questions, huh? Because your question can help everyone. Okay, this is the definition. You can get more info on Google or YouTube. You see, so be curious in IT. What we give you is the foundation. Now yourself, so you see here, for example, the iOS. What can you do? You can configure interfaces like what we'll do today. You can manage network, quality of service. For example, if you have IP phones, we have a way to set up the switch to manage them also. We call it quality of service. We can do some basic routing, security, you see. So with iOS, you can do many things. You can do switching, like what we'll do. You can do security, you can do routing. Mm. So it's one box. According to the license you purchase, it will activate the service you purchase for. Mm. For example, if I want to do security on my routing, the license will open the features for routing and security. If you manage voice videos in your company, you purchase the license, it will open the services, the options for what. So sometimes by doing some research, you can get more info. See. But normally everything is in NetAcad, because in the old days, for us, at the beginning of 2000, we didn't have internet like nowadays. Laptop PC is very expensive. So we had to buy books, you see. So yeah, Cisco decided to put everything in one place, NetAcad. We continue. So we know the switch. uh, we know the system that will allow us to do all the configs. We call iOS. So now, what type of config we can do? It's what we're going to do now. So when you have that iOS, we have many modes, uh, as I did explain many times. But for students who register late, it's useful for you. We have three modes: the user mode, the privilege mode, and it's identified by this sign, you see, and the global configuration mode identified by this sign. So anytime you want to configure something, you must go in the global configuration mode. If you want to view some config, view some stuff, then it's in the privilege mode. The user mode, it's like gear one. Then you start driving from gear two and above. So user mode, for example, if you open your router, I'm going to open my router, for example, here. Okay, let me close the router because we're doing switch now. Let me take a new switch. I click here, I go down switches. I come here, I bring one, open it. You see, if you see this sign, it means the system is loading. The Windows 11 is loading, or the Windows 10. So here is called iOS is loading. You see, when it's loaded, you can get some information here. You see, you don't need to read, but if it's your first time, please read to get some info. Some info, for example, it will tell you, okay, This switch has 26 ports. This is the model, uh, like Haval H2 or Haval Julian or Haval, what the model is here, the version, the image, the type of iOS that you have. So when you see, it will show you the license you purchase. If it's security, it will show, okay, security, what. So this license is linked to what you need to do with. If you want to do cloud computing, you buy the image for cloud. It will be written cloud, what. So here you see land-based, to be basic things. This is the software for that. And if you see here, press return to get started. You press on it, and you're on the switch. And you see this sign, it means we are in the user mode. We cannot see much here. If you question mark is our friend, anything you don't know, you press question mark, it will list all the commands you can use. This is a command. This is the description of the command. This is a command, the description. So here you can use how many command? 1, 2, 3, you see, maybe 10. You press enter. You go to the privilege mode. For that, you tap enable. You can see that here I have enable. So here I don't have a command. For example, uh, let's say CPUT. You want to type CPUT, but there is no CPUT here. If you press enter, you see the system will try to think what is CPUT. It's going to check here. It's not in, so it will log you out for 1 to 2 minutes. It's thinking. It doesn't know what is it. To break it, you press Control Shift and 6. I will do that. No worries. So please make sure if you want to use a command, it must be in the list. So we can see here we have enable. Then we tap enable. You press enter. You see now I'm in the privilege mode. If I want from the privilege mode, you tap question mark, and you see you have many. You press enter. Lot of command I can use. That's why if you want to view anything, you go to the privilege mode. Now, because we need to configure something, we go to the global configuration mode. We tap conft, configure terminal, conft, you press enter. And now we are in the global config mode. So from here, I can change the name of the switch. For that, I can type host name, HOS, you press tab, host name, training. You press enter, and you can see that now my switch has changed the name to training. So there are many things that we can do. So last Wednesday, we did check for the password. So we know the mode, the 3 modes. We can configure the message of the day. I'm going to do that now. How to save your configuration, how to do your password. Let me do the message of the day. So all these things, always, as I said, you go in your NetAcad, you go to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is here. You see basic device configuration, and you'll see everything here. How to change the device name, like what we did now, device name, it's here. After that, how to do the password. We have 3 types of password: the console password, the privileged password, and the telnet. So here also, we'll teach you step by step. So me, what I do, I give you the big picture, the console password, the privileged password, and the telnet. Then to encrypt all your password, you tap service password encryption. So all these will be doing them until end of the year. You'll get used to. That's all. So I'll try to do 2 configs, then we start chapter 3. So all these configs, I'll tell you, hi guys, next Saturday, for example, we'll be doing lab 2.5.5. So anything related to chapter 1 and 2, we'll do all the configs there again. Okay, we continue. So on Wednesday, I did a config and to protect. I'm going to do here also to protect the user mode. So I'm here. I press enter, enter. I can exit. I can exit again. Enter, enter. I can even exit here. I'm out of my switch. If I press enter, automatically it brings me to the user mode. Me, I want to put a message before here. So it's called message of the day. Enable, const, at a banner, message of the day, MOTD, message of the day. I start with a character, the dollar character. Be careful. You can type anything. Be careful. I'm watching you. And you end with the same character. If you want to do message of the day, if you start with one character, you can choose any character. You end with the same one. Then you press enter. To save, if you're in the global config mode, as we said last time, you tap do first. Do, copy, run, start. Press enter, enter. Else, you can exit. Now you're in the privilege mode. If you want to save your config, you tap copy, run, start. We'll be doing that for 10 months. So it will be first time. Just get used to that one. I exit. Now, if I press enter, you can see that before I go to my user mode with a message. Now, if I want to protect, I don't want people to get access to my phone. You put a code. You're going to put a code to protect the user mode. I tap enable, const, line console 0, password. CCNA is case sensitive. You must tap exactly the same one. Login, exit. This command I'm typing, if you go in your NetAccount, password guidelines, it's this one. How to protect the console password. So you read, you practice. After that, we'll do the second one. I want to save my config, do copy, run, start. I can exit. I can exit again. I press enter. You see now, my message of the day is still there, but now I need a password. Please, you must write down your password. You must document it. Every year, students will forget. Ah, sir, I forgot my password. What type of engineer are you? So now who will come and help you? CCNA, and now I'm in. This is what we call protecting the console password. I tap enable. I'm now in the privilege mode. I don't want people to come here straight. I need a password. I'm going to protect that also. Const, configure terminal, because I want to configure anything, anytime. You want to configure something, you must come in the config mode. Now I type service. No. I even forgot. So you come back, configure terminal, no. Yeah, so enable secret. Yeah, enable secret and your password. If you don't know what to type, question mark, and you see that you have many options. So for now, you can type, for example, level if you want to, question mark, 1 to 15. If I trust, I'm the network manager. If I trust you, I can give you level 10. If you're a junior, I don't trust you, I give you level 1. It means you can do basic stuff. You can type 15, question mark. So you can use question mark until I'll type CCNA, you press enter. If by pressing enter there is no error message, it means it's fine. I can save my work, do, for example, I tap copy, run, start. I press enter, enter. See now there is a error message. We see there is something wrong here. Who can tell us what is wrong?
Must it not be do copyright start?
Why?
You in that mode,
Very good, very good. Because you're in the global config mode. If you want to save, you must tap do first, do. See. Then you press enter, enter again. You can exit to go back to the privilege mode. If you're in this mode and you want to save, then you tap directly, copy, run, start. You see, and press enter. We did that on Wednesday. I exit again, password CCNA, don't forget your password. Enable, you see now also I have a password, CCNA again. Now I can, so always you'll find them in your NetAcad here. Section 4.3, configure password, or on your left side, you can see everything here. Okay, there are many things we can do, and we get time to do them when we do the LADs. So for now, we can stop for chapter 2 here. Quickly, chapter 3. Chapter 3 is something simple also. It's only theory. Let me check. Now, if you want to encrypt all your password, you tap what? Service password encryption. That it will encrypt all your clear text password. Yeah, so we do tap to save your configuration. Okay. So let me check if you have chapter 3 here. Okay, chapter 4. Chapter 3 is something very simple. I'll try to guide you here quick. Protocols and models. So for all these guys to communicate, we need to agree, like us, we have Cisco class. We did agree that Mondays we have class, Wednesdays, Saturdays. We agree that we go to NetAcad. You see, we have many agreements for everything to run smoothly. It's the same thing for IT. If we don't have some rules, everything will be ups and down. So protocols and models are some rules. How are we going to communicate in the networks? That's all, nothing else. How are we going to communicate? So I press go. Who want to join? Mhm. Where was here? So the rules, it's about rules, and you have a video that will explain properly. Communication fundamental. We need to communicate in English. If I speak French to you, you won't understand. I speak Chinese to you, or I speak very fast, very slow. You see, how are you going to speak? You must agree. We agree to speak English slowly. So you do some, you see, A, B, C, D. So here is about some rules only. So you can read that. There is nothing that special. For example, um, how size of packet we need to exchange, for example. The message size that we need to. So this PC can maybe accept 1 kg. This PC, for example, can accept 10 kg. So if this one sends 10 kg to the one who can handle only 1 kg, it won't work. Say, hi guys, okay, let us agree on 1 kg to then. So everything is about agreement. So you'll check. This one is very important. What is the difference between unicast, multicast, and broadcast? Unicast is when I communicate to only one person. For example, Barbara is connected, and I'm talking to Barbara only, the student Barbara in our class. I'm unicasting her. I'm talking to only one person in the group. We call it unicast. Now, if in the group, I'm talking to males only or females only, so it's a group in a group, we call it multicast. Now, if I'm talking to the entire class, I say I'm broadcasting. So this one very important. Have a look on it. So check and then we continue. Okay. So unicast, one to one, multicast, one to a group in the group, and broadcast. Protocols are the same thing, the rules. So there is nothing important. If there is something important, I'll tell you. So it's about how are we going to communicate agreement. So here's only some readings. Okay, so the American people, for example, we say, okay, this is how we're going to communicate with people. We call it TCP IP. We're going to, if you have a network, we're going to cut it in 4 sections. The network section, it will deal with anything related to cables, internet connection, anything related to IP addresses, transport, how the packet, the data will move from A to B. You see. So it's just some rules, some organization. So in network layer, what are we going to find there? In what? So you don't need to memorize, just to read to have an idea. We'll do it many times. Then we have the European, we can say, okay, for us also, this is how we're going to organize stuff. So we have many standards. around. Uh, like this guy, we promote open what. So you can have a look on this 1 minute, and we continue. Okay, no need to memorize, just to let you know that. So people who assign IP address, this one is very important. This organization to assign IP addresses, this one, so you can also read that. Okay, we continue. And we have media around reference model. Okay, so we have TCP IP for American, and for European, we're going to say, okay, we too, we're going to organize our own way. So for us, for anything related to IT, to internet, we're going to divide in 7 portions. First portion, the physical layer. Second portion, data link. You see, and in each layer, what we find there. So please read this one, then I'm going to explain to you something else. Okay, so here we have for European, for example, I'm not saying it's European, it's just a way of explaining. The OSI, the OZ model, we have 7 layers. American, for example, we say, okay, we're going to divide the network. How are we going to organize anything? We're going to organize in 4 groups, in 4 layers. So now, for us, we are Africans. You see, okay, guys, we want to have a clear idea. European and American, what is exactly what between both of you? And okay, so for American network access, it's equivalent to data link and physical layer for OSI. Internet layer for TCP IP is the same like network layer for OSI. Same for TCP. Now TCP will say, okay, after that we have a big layer called application. But OSI will say, okay, for us application, we're going to divide in session, presentation, and application. So each of them, we're going to start them step by step. So for now, it's to give you the news that something is coming. So this one is very important. You can have a look. And then, for example, the physical layer, it's anything. I'm going to show you something quick. What is it? You see here, the physical layer describes what. But before that, I'll show you. What is it? That thing of mine. Yeah. So in the physical layer, we'll find anything related to cabling to the media. So if you have a network, anything related to cabling, we're going to classify them as the physical layer of OSI. Anything related to network cable, the fiber, the wireless, we classify them in as a physical layer. So if something goes wrong in my network, I start with layer 1, the physical layer. I check the first, is my network cable okay? Everything is well connected. If all good, then I go to layer 2, the data link. In that data link, what do we find there? Anything related to the switch. We call it the data link. Anything related to a switch is called the data link. At the network layer, anything related to a router. See, so the network is classified in layers. So you can also read this one. 2 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm coming. So while you're busy reading, I'll be back. No, it's fine. You can just. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? So this, please confirm if you can still see my screen and you can hear me. Huh? Please confirm for me. Okay, good, great, thanks.
Yes, Max, we can see
Okay,
you.
thanks. So anytime you don't see me or you don't hear me, notify me either via WhatsApp. You call directly because sometimes I cannot watch. The hi Max, we cannot see or what. Because when I start, I'm focusing on what I need to teach you. Thanks, guys. Thanks. So if nothing else, let's continue. We'll get time to do all this. Huh? So it's what else? So this one is for OSI model. It's good to know as a network engineer. Job interview and what we ask a lot. So it's good to, and for TCP/IP, this is how it is. You can also check that quickly. Okay, we continue, guys. What else? Okay, you can see, compare them and do all this. Data encapsulation. Okay, this one also. Okay, let me try to explain a bit this one. So you're here. You want to send an email to someone. When you press send, how, let's say you're sending an email to me, to Max. How the email will leave your PC and reach my PC, my Gmail. So when you press send, your data is in a small box, and we call it the data. When it reach, so this data will follow the OSI model. Uh, so your message will be called the data. So in these three blocks, application, presentation, session, it will be the data. We call it the data when it's here. Now, when it reaches here, because when you press send, it goes down. You go to a network cable, then it reaches me. It comes to my network. It comes to my PC until I see. You see, but OSI to OSI. So the first, your message when it reaches the first three layers 7, 6, and 5, we call it the data. When your message reaches the transport, we call it um, how do you call it again? It's somewhere. We call it with segment. With segment. So you see, when it reaches the transport layer, it's called the segment. When it reaches the network layer, we call it the packet. When it reaches layer number 2 of the switch, we call it the frame. And when it reaches layer 1, the cabling is going to divide it in light and 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Each 0, 1, we take it 8, it has a meaning. Another 8, it has a meaning. For example, if you say hello, your H will be divided in 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So 8, 0, 1, 0, 1 is called a byte. 1 or 0, 1 or 0 is called a bit. Bit is 1, 0 or 1, 1. If you combine one bit, we call it a byte. So when you press enter, your message will be encapsulated. It will be put in an envelope. In that envelope, we call it the data. When it will reach, when it's data encapsulation, it means putting my message in a box. So when your message will reach each layer, that layer will put additional information. It will be a new box. So your message, when it travels this 3, your message will be put in a box called, and it will code the data. When the data will reach at the transport layer, the transport will say, okay, for me to allow you to go to that way, I'm going to add you extra information. I'll put you in another box with some information, and I'm going to call it the segment. Then you are free to go. When you go, you reach the network layer. You say, okay, segment. I can read your message. For me to allow you to continue, I will put you in another box, and I'll put it network with a lot of information. So the way of putting in boxes, we call them encapsulation. The data encapsulation, putting from box to box until it reaches the destination. So me, when I receive it, I'm going to remove all these boxes until I find your data. I read it. I'm going to unbox everything. So it's what is here. It's also what I did explain here also in my so you see, application, presentation, and session, we call it the data. Your message is put in envelope, we call it the data. When you're going to reach the transport layer, it will call the segment. We're going to add some information. When it comes to a network, we call it the packet, IP addresses, and all the information, and so forth. So we get used to, we have a chapter for that, so no worries. We have a chapter for that. For now, it's just to prepare you. Now, the encapsulation. When you send 0101, now for me to read, I'm going to remove all these boxes. We call it de-encapsulation until I see your message. So I'm going to receive the bits, the 010101. I'm going to remove the box for that. I'll see a box there called the frame. I'm going to remove it. I'll see another box, the packet. I remove it. I'll see the segment. I remove it. Then I'll see your data. And when I remove, I can read your message. So this is how communication is organized. When you press send, what is happening in the background is what is here. So you can have a look on this 1 minute, and we continue. Okay, we continue. Okay, all this stuff we'll do them many times. I'll try to explain later, step by step. I don't want to give you much, so we'll go step by step until. So what does it mean? For example, when you send your email and it is going to, for example, reach before going to a network, when it reaches, for example, the switch will add some information like MAC address, source and destination MAC address, where this packet is sent to. Then when it reaches the network layer, it's going to add more information like IP addresses. So this one we'll do a bit late a bit later. We'll do a bit later. So that's all for chapter 3. It's about the rules. How are we going to agree to communicate? How the network will be organized? OSI model or the TCP IP? But nowadays, the most used is OSI. What is encapsulation and de-encapsulation? And yeah, as I say, no worries, we'll get time to do many times. Like chapter 4, for example, we're going to start to study each layer now. We're going to start each layer. So chapter 4, this is the summary of chapter 4. I made it very simple for you, straightforward. Chapter 4 is about the physical layer, the first layer of OSI, layer 1, the physical, layer 2, data link, layer 3, network, layer 4, transport, layer 5, session, layer 6, and layer 7. So chapter 4 is about physical layer. We get each chapter per, we're going to study them one by one. So chapter 4 is about the physical layer. This is everything related to the physical layer. Anything related to the media. So the type of data, also we call it the PDU. PDU means what again? Data unique, process data unique, or packet data unique, something. Let me check again. PDU, CCNA, PDU. Protocol data unit, yeah. Yeah, protocol data unit. So you can even see here some, yeah, the difference between TCP and OSI. You see. So protocol data unit. So it means the name of the data. The name of the data At application presentation, we call it, the name of the data is called data. At the transport layer, we call it, your box is name is segment. And at the physical layer, that box, the name is bit. So here, in this layer, everything is related to the media cable. So in chapter 4, we'll deal about the copper, the normal network cable. We're going to explain everything. We're going to explain everything related to fiber cables, and we're going to explain everything related to wireless. It's a lot of info, but I made it very simple for you so that when you go check, anything is about the media. So when you have a network cable, we have different types: UDP, STP, and coax cable, like for the TV or for the DSTV. That type of cable we plug. When you go to fiber optics, we have different cyber. We have single mode, multi-mode. We have some connectors. When it comes to wireless, we have some standards. If you're using Wi-Fi, what are the rules to manage the Wi-Fi? It's this rule, IEEE 802.11. If you are using Bluetooth, what will rule organize that? See. So chapter 4 is about the media, network cable, the fiber, and the wireless. Anything else is extra information. You see. So quickly, 5 minutes, let me do that and we close for today. The physical layer. So you can see here, we're going to explain the wireless media, the fiber optic cabling. We're going to describe anything related to fiber optic, the different type, the connectors, the distance, the difference between them, the cabling, and other. So you can read this one before we continue. Okay, so when you have a big picture, it's easier for you now to study. So with physical layer, anything related to network. So you'll check that. So this is the physical layer. We have some standard that will rule. And here you have some physics. If you want to skip it, you can skip it. So when you have a network cable, we have the UTP, it's not protected. And we have a STP, you see, it's well protected. It's much better. Then we have a coaxial cable, like for DSTV or what. So a network cable, you will explain each of them now. What is this? What is this? What is that? So UTP, we're going to explain. STP. So all this we can do a bit later also. For now, to give you a big picture. In the old days, we had to build our own network cable. So sometimes we do it wrongly, you see here. If you want to do a good network cable, this is how it should be. But nowadays, you just go, you buy, and you use it. That's all. So RJ45 with connectors. Now, street cable, crossover cable, I did explain. So here we can get more info. Now with fiber, I'm going to explain what is it. It's only some readings. We have single mode. We have two types of fiber cable, single mode and multi-mode. Multi-mode is much better, faster, you see, but it's more expensive. If you want to use something very short distance, you can use single mode. But longer distance and quality and what, you go to multi-mode. And we use fiber nowadays for internet, as you know. Now to connect, if you have a fiber cable, the connectors, you have different connectors. You can read if you want to, but just to give you information, you see the connectors. So we have different types, depending on what you want to do. Yeah, so here you get more info about fiber now, some info about wireless. So we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and always. So everything will be explained here, just some info. You know that Wi-Fi, we need the access point. So always will do. CCNA 1 is also to prepare you for the next CCNA tools that will come in. So you can just read for now, and we'll also do a packet tracer to use wireless. So that's all for chapter 4. Chapter 4 is the layer 1 of OSI, anything relating to the media. The copper, the normal network cable. We have the UTP, unshield twisted pair, shield twisted pair, and the coax cable. Fiber optic, we have single mode and multi-mode and different type of connectors. And wireless, we have Wi-Fi, is depending on the range and the distance that of coverage. If it's less than 100 meters, we call it Wi-Fi. If it's less than maybe 10 meters, we call it Bluetooth. If it's more than 1 kilometer, we call it WiMAX, you see. So this is the big picture. Next time, we'll study layer 2, the data link with the switch. So have a look quickly, 1 minute, and we can close for today. Also, if you go in your NetAcad, let's check the summary there in NetAcad, chapter 4, physical layer. What did I learn?
Max?
Yes, question.
Excuse me? No, I see here in your CPUT file, you put the Windows installation file for packet tracer as well.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So if you go there, yeah, you'll see the packages to download. So download, install, and yeah, so here you have a nice summary that is here. What did I learn? The purpose of a physical layer. Me, I like the introduction and the summary, and also the quiz. You see, the physical layer characteristics. You see, copper cable, fiber, wireless. Now we're going to explain each of them. In copper, what do you see? What is there? See, in fiber, what is there? A nice summary, wireless, and you are done. When you are done, you test your knowledge with the quiz. You can do it many times. That's all. So next session, we'll do the data link first. And data link switch. Yeah, so on Monday, we'll do chapter 6 and 7. It's related to a switch. I'm going to teach you properly. And on Wednesday, we'll do chapter 5. And then the following week, so Saturday, I'm sure Saturday will be at CPUT. Please, Saturday, we'll do lab 2.5.5. So please go through it, try to do it yourself, so that when we meet and we do together, where you were struggling, we'll give you the answer. So anytime we need to do a lab, please yourself go through it first. If you're struggling, you write down, I didn't know how to do ABCD. Then when we start, Mr. Max, while I was busy doing, I was struggling with ABCD. Can you please help? Then we help you.
Also, Max, just a quick question quickly. When we do come in for labs,
Yes,
when we do come to PPUT, do we need to bring our own
yes.
PCs with, or do you have PCs there?
Please bring your own PCs and your own laptops. If you have a charger, bring your charger. If you have extension, please bring. Because to log on
Okay.
CPUT PCs, you need to get registered and they need to create password for you. It takes a bit of time. So for now, bring your laptops, your charger, if you have extension, so that for 2 hours we study properly. And yeah. So I'm going to post in the WhatsApp group that what we'll be doing next week. So next week we skip chapter 5 for now. We do chapter 6 and 7 for the switch. We're going to teach you anything related with switch. Wednesday we'll do chapter 5, and Saturday we'll do this lab. Yeah, and I think from the following week we'll go now slowly now. Any questions before we finish? Laurie, Nathan, Thundo, Mbusa, Charlton, Barbara, Antonio.
Morning, 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 morning,
Yes,
Max. Morning, guys.
Monique and
Um,
everyone. So you're all good, huh?
Max.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here, but when on packet tracer and
yes,
you need to assign a IP address to a computer.
yes,
I know there's different classes
yes,
of IP addresses. So
yes.
which one do we work with? Is there a specific class that we need to work with, or can you use any class?
No, for now, forget about the classes. For now, so here, for now, we just need to follow the steps. So here, did we tell us to add anything? No. So for now, let us not touch that. When we finish chapter 9 and 10, chapter 9 and 10 is about networks, where we add IP addresses and all of this stuff. Then we'll go there. So for now, let us focus on what we see here, and at a later stage, yeah. So we did physical layer today. Next week, we'll deal with the data link. The following week, we'll deal with the network. It's where we're going to use IP addresses, IPv4, IPv6. So step by step, we are building our stuff. So no worries, we'll reach there. And even if you need to add a IP address, we'll tell you, this is the IP address you must enter. This is the subnet mask. This is. Will give us all the info. If no questions, thank you so much for today. We'll be meeting again next week. Have a good weekend. Study well, 2 hours per day, as you know. Thank you, guys. Keep well and bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you, Max.
Thank you,
Okay.
Max.